Darkside made this?
This the rant of the real. Everybody telling lies is true first, so it's fuck how they do feel. Or you for real? Man, put that on your mama, you a gangster and you got more shit for real. This the rant of the real. Everybody telling lies is true first, so it's fuck how they do feel. Or you for real? Man, put that on your mama, you a gangster and you got more shit for real.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rant to the Real, the pod where real niggas get on here and rant. This is the number one podcast in the top 50. No need to look that up. Google is wrong. They're stealing your data. I would not trust them. I am your host, Uncle Trav, the hardest working in the world. Now let's start your day off with eggs, bacon vibes. And I bring nothing but vibes. It's a great day, yo. Back in the studio. No more road podcast. No more janky setup. Back to the professional shit. I think we only did one road podcast, but it's fine. One too many. Shouldn't have had to have done. I didn't put one out last week. That was on purpose. I only had one thing written down. Mind you, I write things down, so I make sure I stay on flow. Now, mind you, they are ordered, like, you know, how I'm going to do it. But usually, I don't go in that order. So, they are written down, like I have stuff written in front of me right now. And, you know, they're real shitty points. It's like 3 words here, but I know what I meant. But I had it written down, and I had loaded the car up. I drove from Tennessee back to New York because I wanted to drop my clothes off and all the shit I didn't need. Drop it off and just be here. So I got out of work Saturday, went to sleep, woke up at like midnight Sunday, headed to drive. Very long drive. I cannot sit here and lie to you guys. It was a very long drive. Peaceful. Serene. You see shit you don't normally see. You get to stop in states. I got to stop by Buc-ee's, you know. It was an experience. It was definitely something. And it also worked out because I ended up in Pennsylvania. That's where the other jock is. Got to visit him while he was in jail. Came home. Went to sleep for a couple hours. Woke up at midnight. Back to Tennessee. So yeah, by the time I got to Tennessee Monday, it was... I think I left around 1 a.m. I left around 1 a.m. Monday. I got there around 2 or 3. I was so spent going off of 4 hours of sleep. Like, I had 4 hours of sleep when I drove to New York, and I had 4 hours when I left. So, yeah, I was exhausted. I don't want to record. I don't want to do this at all. So, and I don't like missing because, like, dang, now I got to pull myself out that hole. I got to rebuild the views. It sucks. But I was spent, and then even if I did sit here and do a little research, I would not have been able to produce quality podcast. Today, I did almost forget because I'm like, damn, it's Monday. But I did have talking points written down, so it's not shit to just do what you have damn near scripted, right? Get her done. So we're back on track. We're focused. And we're doing what we need to do. I'm not gonna lie, you know, being somewhere new definitely makes you realize just how big the world is, and it truly does make you want to explore. It definitely, you know, piques my interest in some travel, but at my choosing, you know, like if I had a choice, I would have never went to Tennessee. That wouldn't have been an option I would have chose, especially at least not where we were. I probably would have went somewhere a little bit more fun. Seems like Memphis was where it was at. You know what's crazy is I know like a bunch of people like their highlight was like the woods and the hiking and all that shit, but it was intriguing. Like one of the head news stories out there was like some dude he killed his son's teacher and her husband who were hiking in the Smoky Mountains, and it was like, oh, that's where everyone said go and visit. You mean when I decide to go and visit, that's when there's a deranged serial killer in the woods? No. You're not getting me out there. No. It's not fucking happening. Maybe he had a beef with the lady. Maybe he had a reason in his head as to why he did what he did. But no. I will not be going out there. That was enough to make me say, yeah, no. It's crazy. On the drive to New York, I was in Virginia. Crazy, that state that I was talking shit about. I was like, to prove my point. One of them sundowners towns I was in. And I promise you, it was a perfect scene from like Texas Chainsaw or one of those like outdoor horror movies, right? None of the gas stations, like the major corporations, were open. But the little mom and pop shop one was, I don't remember the name of it. But it had like it had one pump, so it had two sides, pump on each side. But it was only one thing. And then it was this gas station mechanic shop. We're already setting up for the horror film here. So, walk in the store, no one's in there. But the door's open, so whatever. I really got to go to the bathroom, so I go to the bathroom. Now you go in, you turn left, and then you go down the aisle, and then you make a right, and then there's this like cove, and it's dark, and it's a W and an M on the door. And it's like the sawwood door, like the real cheap fucking... There's nothing stopping anyone from opening the door if they truly put enough strength into it, right? All right, go to the bathroom, in and out. We ain't here for long. So I'm walking around the store, and I'm like, hello, somebody here? Girl comes behind the counter. Nice girl, she seemed like she was kind of young. Okay. Get my gas. I pump my gas. I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, I could use a few snacks. I'm just sitting there, but I didn't get out. So the tire light was on. So luckily I had quarters. So I went to the machine, put my 50 cents in. I'm getting air. Well, when I finished getting air, because the tire was only low by 1 point. Like it went off. It was supposed to be at 31, but the light was going off at 30. So I put the air pump thing away. I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, I should probably get some snacks and drinks before I hit the road. Here come the sundowners. Here come the Texas Chainsaw family. 2 lifted pick-em-up trucks with the American flag hanging on the back pull up. And, the 6 high school white boys get out. And I'm like, yeah, let me get the fuck out this town. So I put that car in drive and got the fuck out of there. Everything about the scene was horror. Because, there's a fog, too, that was there. It was a thick fog, so you couldn't really see that far ahead of you. So it was already just like, this seems like a movie set. And then I told you I left at 1 in the morning, so I think I was in Virginia around 3 or 4. Fuck no. What? Nothing about this screams that it's going to be a good idea. I felt like I was in Virginia for forever. It's like, why is this state so goddamn big? It was Virginia for 8 hours, and then the last stretch was PA, and then New York. Never again. It's a drive-through state, not a not to get your gas state. But the thing that sucked about this stupid piece of shit car, it just didn't have any gas mileage whatsoever. So every half a tank, it's like I gotta go look for gas because this shit just like flies through it. One of the major things I super hated about like where we were, the area that we were in Tennessee was like hella hotel-ish. So there was our hotel, the Element, and then in the same parking lot was Home 2, and then behind us was another one. So it was 3 hotels. And like, there are days I just didn't want to cook, get the DoorDash, let it just come, drop it off, right? They wouldn't read the building. Now, mind you, I put in the thing, Element Hotel. It's in giant green letters. And then Home 2 is like in that tan and orange with their logo. And then Element, the E is the logo. So, like, you couldn't miss it if you looked up and read. And I even put in the thing, like, it's not the first building that's Home 2. It's Element, it's the second one. You think they read that? No. They constantly went to the wrong building. And it was super frustrating because it's like I spelled this shit out in plain English and you still like found a way to fuck up. Why? And it's crazy. The last time I DoorDashed, the dude said he couldn't find me, and then he was like, "Oh, I see your note now. I didn't read it the first time." Well, that's your fucking problem, bro. That's why you're in the wrong hotel. That's why you frustrated. That's why I'm frustrated. Because like all you had to do was take the extra steps and read. A lot of people wouldn't even be in the situation they was in it. They just fucking read. The celebrities, like the streamers who just got tricked into a Popeyes deal because they didn't read the fucking contract. They just signed it. And now they can use their likeness and make a meal with their name. Should have read the fucking contract. I don't understand why people think, oh, I don't need to read. I'll do this and then that'll work. No, it won't. Read, god damn it, it's fundamental. That's the reason how Trump tricked y'all asses with them laws that he added. And he said he was going to do all X, Y, Z and didn't speak about all the shit that he threw in there. But it was in writing. You could have read it. It's crazy, as I've noticed, that y'all do not like when people talk about your favorite president. I don't know if it's that you talk shit about the president, or is it the fact that you guys are like pissed off about his decisions or like mental state or whatever, and then like you don't want to admit that you were wrong or fucked up or whatever. So you just attack the people who are like, let's attack that guy. Fuck him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So, like, my comment section on TikTok is just full of hate, and it oozes. Just like, well, whatever. If you guys want to sit there and be evil towards each other, fucking do it. Don't make me no difference. I don't even read them, which is crazy. Every so often, I'll get bored, and I'll be like, oh, let me go see the comment section, and it'll be like 2 weeks later, and it's like, damn, you guys are vile. I don't keep up to date with it because, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not going to respond. And when I do, I'm not going to sit there and explain a 20-second to a minute clip on something that's 30 to 40 minutes long. You got to understand the full context. You're only getting a piece of it. I don't know how to explain it. If you don't like the take or you don't like the fact that I have an opinion online, that sucks, because you have an opinion online. You told me that you didn't like me for my opinion. What are we going to do? How are we going to meet in the middle? How is inclusion going to fix this? Because one of us has to be right. Or can we both be right? Can we equally be right? The way the world works. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the news lately, but I have. I don't know what it's going to take for you guys to really, really, really pay attention to the dictator we have running the country. We have moved the Gestapos to D.C. Why is the National Guard roaming the streets? This is martial law, but a different name. Let's call it for what it is, people. This is martial fucking law. And then it's not just going to stop here, even though he already said it's not going to stop here. Chicago, New York, L.A., more. There's going to be armed guards walking the streets, like in fucking France. Or, you know what? North Korea. Armed fucking guards walking the streets. And you know what the major difference is? They're snatching people off the street. And I did read the last comment section, I think on the last video, where they were like, oh, they were offering people $1,000 and a chance to relocate. If you moved here and you've been here for, let's say, a year, would you take $1,000 fucking dollars and get told to pack all your shit and leave? No, you didn't get a chance to pack your shit. Here's $1,000, get the fuck out. What are you gonna do with $1,000, especially in this economy? You ain't doing shit. You're barely paying your car note. You're barely paying one fucking bill with that. If you have a car note, almost everyone has a phone bill. You're barely fucking paying anything with that. Then you got, they're not doing random stop and frisk. If the police question you, you just stop and comply. Yeah, that doesn't fucking work all the time. What happens when you have that one that's having a bad fucking day? I work with the police for a majority of what I do. Some of them only go today is to fuck somebody's day up. You wanna how you know? Because they say it. Not every person who puts on that fucking badge is a good guy. Just because they cleared the psyche valve doesn't mean they aren't clinically insane. Maybe they're just good at hiding it. Psychopaths roam for a long period of time before they caught. I guarantee you, someone like Dahmer could have been a fucking cop. What about Hannibal Lecter? He was helping the FBI try to solve murders that he was causing and got away with it for years. And you keep going like, if the police come by, just comply. Not every fucking cop is going to like you that day. Everyone has a bit of racism in them. Fuck, I do. There's times where I'm like, and I had to check myself and be like, yo, you know what? I don't even know this person to be judging them like this. But at the end of the day, no one's having a great day every fucking day. Eventually, you're going to have a bad day. Eventually, you get burnt out of people gaming you all fucking day, playing games with you. And then you run into you work a 12-hour shift. Let's say you interact with 100 people. 97 of those people have tried to fuck you over. They tried to fight you. They were actually bad guys. They ran game on you. You had to run. They chased them. You got spit at. You got called all fucking racial slurs in the book by 97 people. Do you really think that you're going to be pleasant to the 98th person? No. You're going to be a dick probably after the 20th person was a dick to you. You're like, all right, I'm sick of this shit. So, yes, the Gestapos are just running around snatching random fucking people and taking them away. And then you guys are like, Alligator Alcatraz isn't that bad. Well, you go there then. Would you sit in that fucking thing and prove that you're American? Please. Let's say they just start snatching anyone they want and you get snatched. It's all fun and games when you think it's not you until it is you. The Trump burger nigga, he thought he was white. It was all fun and games. It was, yeah, get those Mexicans out of here. And got his stupid ass taken and locked the fuck up. I don't know why y'all think, it won't happen to me. It will. It just hasn't happened to you yet. Some of y'all are not 100% white like you think you are. Or maybe you're just not fit for the bill that they set aside. It's all fun and games until all the Mexicans is rounded up. And then what? They purge the Hispanics, then what? What is next? Does it just stop there? No, it fucking doesn't. And I don't understand why y'all think it will. Do you want your children to go to school seeing fucking armed military personnel walking around like this is normal? Because it's not. If I remember correctly, isn't this exactly how the Civil War started? With the oppressive regime just walking around doing whatever the fuck they wanted. That was the reason why the Constitution got made, because the armed guards were walking around doing whatever the fuck they wanted. They were taking people's guns, they were fucking their wives, they were taking their money, they were eating their food, they did whatever they wanted. So the people were like, nah, fuck this. Is that not what's happening now? Please break this shit down. Tell me it's not. Everyone keeps saying, oh, we got to keep the children safe. We got to do this. We got to do that. The president's a fucking pedophile. Armed guards are roaming the street, and random people are getting snatched off the fucking streets. And schools are getting shot up. How is this safe? We're worried about the wrong thing. Yeah, there's a fucking drug dealer, but there's also some fucking kid that's one more day away from lighting a fucking school up. Now they're shooting up hospitals. It's like 4 of them last week. To be in a hospital, that has to be the... One of my bosses explained it to me. He said, when people call 911, always assume that it's the worst day of their life. So if someone's in the hospital, like genuinely in the hospital, sitting in a bed, that's probably one of the worst days of their life. And then you go shoot the fucking hospital up. So now you've made a double. Like, how does it... You're already having a bad day, and you make it worse. But get those Mexicans out. They're the fucking problem. I can't with you fucking people. You blame everyone but yourselves. It's like, oh, the Mexicans, the Jews, the blacks. No, maybe it's just you. I don't understand. Why are we pushing for martial law? This is communism in its finest. You can't be a fascist and a communist at the same fucking time. Which one are you? Pick a side. But I guarantee you, when it comes to you, when it comes your turn, you want to tax big corporations, you want to see the man come down, but you also want to see the little guy get fucked over as well. There was, let's take all the Mexicans out. Well, Mexicans do all the farming. They do the slaughterhouses. They do the shit no one wants to fucking do or will do. Then when no one was doing those jobs, it was, wait a minute. Hold on. Maybe some can stay. Now we picking and choosing which ones we snatching. How does this fucking work? Are you just walking around with a book? Anyone that looks like they speak Spanish, send them to Alligator Alcatraz? Then what the fuck are they going to do in New York? Or what are they going to do in Chicago? Are we stopping crime or are we arresting illegals? Which one is it? Are we doing both? Any person that looks suspicious, lock them up and then, guilty until proven innocent? You were standing out on the corner too late? This is like Nixon's war on drugs. He created he brought the drugs in. He been hanging out with Kim Jong and the other nigga, Putin, a little too long. It's crazy is there's this, they're getting rid of PBS Kids. And they're putting on this other bullshit, whatever. It's a show that's already been airing, whatever, it's for kids.
People in your time who think it was a peaceful paradise are misinformed. Or lying.
Yeah, but what about slavery? You didn't deny that.
Deny? No. Slavery is as old as time and has taken place in every corner of the world, even amongst the people I just left. Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no? I don't see the problem.
Well, in our time, we view slavery as being evil and terrible.
Ah, magnifico! That's wonderful! I am glad humanity has reached such a time. But you said you're from 500 years in the future? How can you come here to the 15th century and judge me by your standards from the 21st century? For those in the future to look back and do this is, well, estúpido.
Are you calling me dumb?
But this shit is insane. Like, the guy that made this show is a fucking is already a supremacist. Like, he's made it very clear that he don't like specific people. But the fact that they have this nonsense out, and why does this exist? Why are we telling kids that, slavery is not that bad and that, it was just the time period that we were in, it was normal. You can't look down on my choices. This is the shit they're replacing PBS Kids with. When it was free TV and it was, like Veggie Tales and shit was on TV, they got rid of that. And, Sesame Street and Arthur was in, and then they made it inclusive. And, instead of letting a transgender black person count the fucking alphabet, they'd rather have a cartoon, fake Italian accent man telling children that, slavery isn't that bad. It's better than being dead. And this is an actual fucking show. Because you can go look it up on YouTube, because I did find it. It's a 20-minute video, and then they say this rhetoric 13 minutes in. This is the fucking guy you let run the country, yo. I don't understand this bullshit. The dude who made this show is upset because he can't say the N-word. And I believe he's not even allowed to be a part of this fucking show anymore, but they want to put this shit out there for kids? Where are we drawing the line? I don't know. You guys have a very interesting president, I will say that. This fucking guy, yeah. And you'll defend him. You'll find a way to, it's not his fault. He didn't do that. Blah, blah, blah. He is occupying major cities with big government. Fuck it. You ever been to New York City? Like, ever been in Times Square, downtown, wherever that giant fucking area is where all the, shopping districts is? Yeah, there's cops that stand in the middle of the street with fucking ARs. It's already uneasy because it's like, all right, why are you standing here? What are you waiting for? Like, is this really an area that, is that bad? If you've ever seen it, it's very unnerving. It doesn't feel like you don't feel super safe. Because what if one point this dude loses his fucking mind? What if he decides, you know what, I'm going to shoot up work? If they shooting up schools, why wouldn't they shoot up the job? It's crazy is because I want to say it happened here. It was a while ago, a long time ago, maybe 20-some years ago. But someone did come to work and shoot up the fucking building in this city. So it's not unheard of for someone to be like, you know what, fuck this job, fuck these coworkers. No. And then I'm supposed to just be okay with the, what the fuck are they called? Defend the Homeland Gestapos and the, whatever the fuck those military dicks are called. I don't care. I don't really give a fuck. It's too many of them, and they're all fucking dumb to me. I don't want them niggas running around walking the streets. I personally am not going to comply. Because what the fuck? I didn't do anything wrong. And I'm not going to give you my ID because you asked. What did I do for you to ask for it? And 9 times out of 10, I don't even have it fucking with me. So even if you want it, I still can't give it to you. Throw me in alligator Alcatraz too. Because I know a little Espanol. Fucking wild, yo. On another note, I have a crazy work story, yo. It was this guy. He told us that he took magic mushrooms. And, he's tripping balls, losing his fucking mind. Well, long story short, he was talking to the police officer. Now, mind you, he's talking to the sheriff. Already really not the people to fuck with. But, like, the sheriff and the troopers, you really should, like, not fuck with them. Real, fake, whatever. Like, leave them the fuck alone. Well, he was tripping off the mushrooms, and he was sitting there confessing to a murder. He was literally sitting there telling the cop about how he shot his brother and killed him in 2020. What the fuck? You have to really be the dumbest idiot in the world. And, like, the cop was just sitting there like, so what happened? How'd you accidentally shoot him? Where'd you hit him? And he's just like, well, I was in the Air Force. That's great. He was a Air Force military police officer. He was discharged for being, a little too mentally unstable. This is something that happened recently, and I'm telling you about a dude that was kicked out the fucking military police for not being fucking mentally sane because he shot his fucking brother when he came home. Okay. He was released from the military police. He said he snuck his pistol out. He had what the fuck did he said he had? I think he said he had a Smith & Wesson 40, 45, or I don't remember, something like that. And he said he was in his room. He was home because he lived with his dad and his brother and his mom and whatever. He was living with his family. This is a fucking grown man now. This is a 40-something-year-old man. And I think he said his brother slammed the door or he was too loud or something happened that was too loud. It startled him. He pulled his gun out and started blamming. And he shot his brother in the leg and in the arm. And he killed him. And he told the sheriff this. And the sheriff's like, well, where'd this happen? And he was like, oh, it happened in Greece. And he told him the street. And he told him everything. And it was like, you almost got away with it, buddy. You were scot-free. You had beat a fucking murder 5 years ago, but them demons was beating your ass mentally. And then you took them fucking shrooms and you can no longer keep the floodgates closed. They opened. And you told a fucking sheriff? I'm pretty sure he's cooked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he's cooked. He did say that that he was like investigated, but they didn't do much with it. And then I know he said right after he went to jail for fraud or some shit like that. So then they really took his guns. But it's my point that I'm proving. He wasn't mentally fucking stable. He obviously wigged out too much. They were like, listen, bud, you gotta go home. He ended up stealing a fucking gun and shooting his own goddamn brother. You think the fucking Gestapos won't do it? You just think, you know what, every PD officer is a great fucking guy. He wouldn't do that. Military police. He hit both fucking targets. Don't you have to take a psych eval to even do that shit? Or what? Let me guess, we're going to find an excuse to justify his behavior. He had a reason, or maybe, you know what, he was just so fucked up from what he saw. He said he was guarding nuclear waste or some shit like that. So I'm intrigued to what did he see? Maybe Slender Man is what he saw, but he didn't see much. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to call it a day. We have reached the end. You're not going to sit here and listen to me rant for free. If you want to continue to hear me keep going, patreon.com/rant to the real. You have to join those boys and girls over there, that elite few. But if not, you can always like, comment, subscribe, and share this podcast. Tell it to a loved one, tell a friend, tell a best friend. Whether you hate me or you love me, I'm going to still continue. What Mike Tyson said, I'm going to fuck you till you love me. I'm going to keep flooding you until you love me. But tune in next week, y'all.